Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing, where today we are once again going to be continuing to read The Iliad by Homer. I keep forgetting the names of the books I'm reading. But anyway, let's get going. He dauntless thus, thou conqueror of the fair, thou woman warrior with the curling hair, vain archer trusting to the distant dart, unskilled in arms to act a manly part. Thou hast but done what boys or women can. Such hands may wound, but not incense a man. Nor boast the scratch thy feeble arrow gave. A coward's weapon never hurts the brave. Not so this dart which thou mayest one day feel. Fate wings its flight, and death is on the steel. Where this but lights, some noble life expires. Its touch makes orphans, bathes the cheeks of sires, steeps the earth in purple, gluts the birds of air, and leaves such objects as distract the fair. Ulysses hastens with a trembling heart, before him steps and bending draws the dart. Forth flows the blood, an eager pang succeeds, Tydides mounts, and to the navy speeds. Now on the field Ulysses stands alone, the Greeks all fled, the Trojans pouring on, but stands collected in himself and whole, and questions thus his own unconquered soul. What further subterfuge, what hopes remain? What shame inglorious if I quit the plain? What danger singly if I stand the ground? My friends all scattered, all the foes around. Yet wherefore doubtful? Let this truth suffice. The brave meets danger, and the coward flies. To die or conquer proves a hero's heart, and knowing this, I know a soldier's part. Such thoughts revolving in his careful breast, near and more near the shady cohorts pressed. These in the warrior their own fate enclose, and round him deep the steely circle grows. So fares a boar whom all the troop surrounds, of shouting huntsmen and of clamorous hounds. He grinds his ivory tusks, he foams with ire, his sanguine eyeballs glare with living fire. By these, by those, on every part is plied, and the red slaughter spreads on every side. Pierced through the shoulder first Diopis fell, next Enomus, and Thun sank to hell. Chersidamas, beneath the naval thrust, falls prone to earth and grasps the bloody dust. Charops, the son of Hippasus, was near. Ulysses reached him with the fatal spear. But to his aid his brother Socus flies, Socus the brave, the generous, and the wise. Near as he drew, the warrior thus began: O great Ulysses, much enduring man, not deeper skilled in every martial sleight, than worn to toils and active in the fight. This day 2 brothers shall thy conquest grace, and end at once that great Hippasian race. O thou beneath this lance must press the field, he said, and forceful pierced his spacious shield. Through the strong brass the ringing javelin thrown, ploughed half his side and barred it to the bone. By Pallas' care the spear, though deep infixed, stopped short of life, nor with his entrails mixed. The wound not mortal wise Ulysses knew, then furious thus, but first some steps withdrew. Unhappy man, whose death our hands shall grace, fate calls thee hence, and finished is thy race. Nor longer check my conquests on the foe, but pierced by this to endless darkness go, and add one spectre to the realms below. He spoke while Socus, seized with sudden fright, trembling gave way and turned his back to flight. Between his shoulders pierced the following dart, and held its passage through the panting heart. Wide in his breast appeared the grisly wound. He falls, his armour rings against the ground. Then thus Ulysses, gazing on the slain, famed son of Hippasus, there press the plain. There ends thy narrow span assigned by fate. Heaven owes Ulysses yet a longer date. Ah, wretch, no farther shall thy corpse compose, thy dying eyes no tender mother close. But hungry birds shall tear those balls away, and hovering vultures scream around their prey. Me Greece shall honour when I meet my doom, with solemn funerals and a lasting tomb. Then raging with intolerable smart, he writhes his body and extracts the dart. The dart a tide of spouting gore pursued, and gladdened Troy with sight of hostile blood. Now troops on troops the fainting chief invade. Forced he recedes and loudly calls for aid. Thrice to its pitch his lofty voice he rears, the well-known voice thrice Menelaus hears. Alarmed to Ajax Telamon he cried, who shares his labours and defends his side. O friend, Ulysses' shouts invade my ear. Distressed he seems, and no assistance near. Strong as he is, yet one opposed to all. Oppressed by multitudes, the best may fall. Greece robbed of him must bid her host despair, and feel a loss not ages can repair. Then where the city directs his course he bends, great Ajax like the god of war attends. The prudent chief in sore distress they found, with bands of furious Trojans compassed round. 223. As when some huntsman with a flying spear from the blind thicket wounds a stately deer. Down his cleft side, while fresh the blood distills, he bounds aloft and scuds from hills to hills, till life's warm vapour issuing through the wound, wild mountain wolves the fainting beasts around. Just as their jaws his prostrate limbs invade, the lion rushes through the woodland shade. The wolves, though hungry, scour dispersed away. The lordly savage vindicates his prey. Ulysses, thus unconquered by his pains, a single warrior half a host sustains. But soon as Ajax leaves his tower-like shield, the scattered crowds fly frighted o'er the field. Atrides' arm the sinking hero stays, and saved from numbers to his car conveys. Victorious Ajax plies the routed crew, and first Doriclus, Priam's son, he slew. On strong Pandocus next inflicts a wound, and lays Lysander bleeding on the ground. As when a torrent swelled with wintry rains pours from the mountains o'er the deluged plains, and pines and oaks from their foundations torn, a country's ruins to the seas are borne. Fierce Ajax thus o'erwhelms the yielding throng, men, steeds, and chariots roll in heaps along. And with that, we come to the end of the episode. And we are actually roughly on track. We might need to do one time reversal with what we've got left, because I think we've taken 15 days to read 100 pages. So to do the next 264, maybe we're looking at another, 40 days? Something like that. So another 40 episodes roughly. So we are going to need to reverse time at some point in there. But anyway, I'm going to say my usual thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon or night. No matter what time of day it is, I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.